Hello there YouTube. We're going to make a handle for our Ferro Rod Striker. This is high-speed steel. These are part-off cutting blades for a lathe. They're 1/16 of an inch thick, 1/2 inch wide, 4.5 inches long. We're going to cut this down probably more than that Sharpie marker line. We have our slot. This slot ain't exactly straight. We have our slot in there, but we want to make this thing probably down about, we've been rethinking this, we don't want it too long. And this is the side I strike down with this pointed out. So let's do it this way. Let's just say the slot is about right here. We're probably going to cut a little more off. Probably going to go about right in here, a little ways over. We don't want it sticking out too far, get in the camera. I'm trying to film things so we ain't up close all the time. I think you can all see it on most laptops, computer screens. And to keep this on here, I don't know if we're going to use epoxy or we're just going to take some of the real thin 20-pound braided fishing line. Got a piece that we got super glued on a needle because it's about 3 foot long. We was sewing with it. Real thin, just your 20-pound braided fishing line. People use it for ice fishing and regular fishing, and wrap it around here. If we do, we're going to make a groove. We'll show it. We'll make a groove like up in here, okay? And there's a way you lay your string, which is hard to explain. You lay your string up here like a loop or whatever. I know how to do it once I get doing it. So when you're done, you put your last wrap, say you got like a loop, get your last wrap, goes around the corner, and then take the other end and you pull it, and it pulls the string down underneath. It's hard to explain. You can probably find a video doing it better than me trying to explain it. But anyway, we'll probably wrap with that. Now, this stuff is sticky, okay? What I did when I got done carving on this, because it looked just like this. Now, this is a nice waxy piece. Is it'll gum up your saw. See how gummy that is? Use rubbing alcohol, 91%, it will clean it up. I also experimented after I used rubbing alcohol. I put some lip balm, waxy chapstick type, no, don't have to be a name brand. I put that on there and it's been sitting overnight. So if you used a piece of this without putting any string on it, it's not sticky no more. So wash off the stickiness with rubbing alcohol, then you can also put wax over it. I had a keychain made. There's going to be a hole in here to put this on a lanyard or something. So it could be like on a keychain. So I'm going to drill a hole in there too. And this is kind of indented naturally the way it was split. It kind of, if you look at the shape of it, kind of will help when you put your, probably down. You kind of put your thumb in there, you know, kind of a groove. Even though the string's on it. So we talked about it too much. We'll bring it back when we're done, and then we'll show it to you when it's all together. We'll take a few pictures as we go. But we're off to go outside and cut this blade off a ways with a cutter blade and a 4.5 inch grinder. You're not going to saw through that with a hacksaw. But I recommend the high-speed steel. It throws the best spark. So stay tuned. Okay, we put some epoxy on here, 2-part epoxy, kind of glue it in here. While that's curing, we're gonna go ahead and get our hole drilled in here. Then we're gonna wrap our string on here. This is just your common 20-pound or whatever braided fishing line, which works good for sewing up stuff. And we got that just about the right length. We're going to put a groove in here where the string holds really tight in a groove and come back, and then we're going to stop so far back here because we're going to have a hole in here so we can put this on a lanyard. So while this is curing, we're going to get our bit out and get ready. Our little cordless drill a hole in here. It'll probably be really gummy on the drill bit, like I mentioned on the saw teeth, but clean up everything with rubbing alcohol when you're done. It'll clean up and get the sap off. So stay tuned. We're almost done. Okay, we got our groove around here. We're going to start wrapping our fishing string. This stuff is lightweight as thread. We're going to wrap our fishing string so some of the wraps go. So this stuff's like thread. It's really small. So some of it will be going down in the groove. If you can even see the groove on camera, I think you can. So some of it goes in there, and I'm gonna wrap that really tight. But like I said, I'm gonna do that thing where you fold it. You fold your string, and then your last one goes to the loop, and then you pull it back. We do have our hole in there. It kind of split out a little bit there, but we do have a hole, 3/16. Ought to be big enough for a piece of paracord. So we're gonna kind of get rid of some of these sawdust crumbs and chips. And it's getting sticky in my hands again, but here's another option. Well, it's still got the label on it. You have to pause on that, but this is just your tape. Like you wrap your wrist instead of white, sports tape, athletic tape, sports tape, but it's black. You can get it in any color. I like using black. Here's some without the wrapper. Like I put on my hammer handles and stuff and on my batoning clubs. It's like $3 a roll, but it's worth it. It's nice stuff. It feels good on your hands. So let's talk more work. We'll be back with it finished here quick. Okay, we did just real simple with the string. We just let the strand down here, you know, down and then wound over. So we had something to tie to and we got the end. So we'll cut these off, melt it with a lighter. Be careful, you don't want to melt your knot away. And that leaves our hole. This stuff does get nasty, but it will wash off, wear off. The coloring dye they put on the string, so you can wash that off. It'll, I don't know what I'm gonna use. I may just take a little bit of soap and water and wash it, then let it dry, because that stuff comes off on your hands. The fishing line. We had this tape, so when it poked me, I scraped myself once, and then I learned to put some tape over it. That point is sharp out there, so I'll give you a little demonstration here once we get everything cleaned up and ready to go. But wherever you go, you're gonna have some fishing line and some fatwood. So that's the way I figured. There's got to be 100 feet on here. It took forever to wind that on there. It's been a few minutes since I shot the last clip and then started doing this. So hang in there. We'll get this cleaned up, get our hands cleaned up, and we'll light something on fire. Okay, we're all done. We didn't wash this in some soapy water. We got most off our hands. So when I would go fishing with this, it'd turn gray by the end of the day. A little bit of paracord, just so I know it goes through the hole. You can loop it on your finger, do whatever. I said you can put this on a keychain. And that seems about the length I like. Let's get our rod turned around here. It's kind of awkward down in his pants. You don't get to do as good a job as you normally do when you're using your ferro rod. So I'm trying to get it to fall off the end. Don't fail on camera here. There. It's kind of awkward, like I said. You got the pan, you can't get the way you want it. But we don't want to burn up our poster board underneath there. But thanks for watching. I recommend high-speed steel, even a square bit. It doesn't matter if it's a square bit. The small square one's 1/4 inch, 3/16, 1/8, but I think they make it 1/8 inch. You can buy a box from Harbor Freight. Just look at lathe bits. They're in a little yellow and blue box, or anywhere you can find it. But just out of curiosity, that don't feel too warm under there. Good old Fatwood. Said this rod needs to be redone. If you look at it, we'll yak here for a minute. This needs to be. What I do is I kind of just take this and scrape it so it's, or an old knife, it gets ridges in it. Okay, that's enough. Thanks for watching. Like I said, that gets pretty nasty. It does wipe off. Use your pant leg. Depends on what clothes you're wearing. You're out in the middle of nowhere, but there you go. Snap a picture of that. Thanks for watching.